ultimately an MIBR 5-0 lead on the T half.
I think that attempted retake right there shows a little bit of desperation on the side of NIP, that they're feeling a lot of pressure from this onslaught that NIP has placed on them, even extending back towards train. They really didn't have a whole lot of tools to use to get in there, and obviously you never want to go down to 0-5 on the CT side of Inferno. They really, really wanted to make that work. The Nip magic has not arrived yet.
Brutal thing is, and we did touch on this a couple of times, and more people are noticing it, Dennis has had a rough tournament. He had 35 ADR on the last map. I think he's got like 4 or 5 on this one.
Still early. We'll see that rise. We'll see that get up there.
They're going to need him, especially after this start from the Brazilians. Some banana presence has been put down and forced from Get Right. But the Brazilians are looking to acquire the A side of the map. Forest able to drill into Taco, but Fur from the side, he's going to get one back. Coldzera shutting down what remains of the A side of the map, and now that, well, Get Right and Rez, again, familiar territory. Another retake, this time with just pistols.
What a good mix of aggression, though, from MIBR. Even in the gun rounds, that's only against pistols, but even in that previous round, in that 3-on-2, how aggressively they got up mid, and then once they get the bomb planted, everyone goes back to just really solid fundamental Counter-Strike, giving up no mistakes. Coldzera being very vocal. It's interesting. We saw on Train NIP win that first pistol round and then call a timeout. They're now down 6-0, and they haven't called a timeout quite yet.
Yeah, you'd think that they'd at least pull a trigger one time this early on, just try and salvage this half.
This is on the verge of spiraling completely out of control. We saw NIP do this kind of banana take as well, where they set up 2 Molotovs and banana that can trap players and funnel them into a position for Get Right to be the aggressor. But, you know, the smoke coming out from MIBR top caller has kind of slowed that down. Now the fire has faded, and Get Right, that's a fight he might not want to be involved in, but I take it back. 4 kills for Get Right and Rez. Great sequence. MIBR put on the back foot for the first time in this game.
And that's the kind of play that can really spur on the rest of the team. Can Taco take the wind out the sails, though? Nip in desperate need of motivation, inspiration.
And money. It all comes down to money, Vince.
Taco, Molotov in hand. Still plenty of time. Just under a minute. Could isolate the 2 ninjas in banana, but now a third has joined them. Sprayed, connects onto Forrest, who peeks by himself. Taco is low, but he's doing so much work in this round. He's going to go down, but 2 kills there is significant.
And now NIP have to build upon that round. They're going to have to drop a couple guns over, as you said. Yeah, that is beautiful. Good coordination between Get Right and Rez. We've seen them do a pretty solid job in Banana all through this event when we've seen them on Inferno. Obviously, here has been a rough start. We'll see if they can stabilize. That's a battle that's going to be fought frequently.
Agent Dennis has joined us.
I always wanted to be a secret agent when I grew up. So, fair play. Here we go again, towards Banana. Smoke deep for NIP, Molotovs as well, but Rez is taking too much nade damage. They can't possibly fight for that. Get Right has to back away because Rez will not want to be aggressive. Surely they don't extinguish that and go through it. More nades towards mid, so, oh, heavy nades towards mid. Fur is put back, so maybe his aggression will be tempered in this round. This is a pretty even affair in an all-important round 8, where NIP must win it to stabilize.
This is one of the main ways that Cloud9 really punctured down MIBR. Their grenade use was absolutely spot on when they played each other. HE's constantly landing in the face of these pushes. Maybe a way for Nip to claw the way back in is to stall the engages, slow this down a little bit. Get Right now going to take the same position that Rez did in the round prior. Yielded them 4 kills, but he is by himself. Now Rez is making a move on 33 health. Oh no. Get Right may get stuck. He's worried about Molotovs and flashbangs, so he's going to stand his ground. How many players can he take with him? 1, and he's able to escape. That kill bought him up enough time to retreat.
I was so worried there. I thought GetRight was going to get eliminated. I thought he was hoping for a flashbang, which Rez did not have. Here's Lekro, misses the opportunity. He's going to be smoked out this time. Such low HP inside the site. Great counter flash is going to slow things down. There's no peek from Rez. He's too low, but he's got one from Fountain. And Lekro coming through. They don't expect it. He's got a double with the AUG. And Fur's left to clutch.
Gonna re-smoke CT. Will be able to get the bomb planted. With just 29 health, though, if he crosses, he could end up getting killed from the spray. It's something, of course, the CTs are going to go for. With Forrest and Dennis both healthy, it's hard to see a way out for Fur here. He's just double-checking, making sure no one's down Banana so he can focus his attention onto the B side, CT and Construction, respectively. He's got a flashbang. This is going to take something truly special for Fur to clutch. There's plenty of money, he may as well go for it. There's the flash, spray through, but Forrest is going to land the shot. Only needed one, and it was pretty close to detonating there, actually, as well. So if Fur lands that first frag, the round could have gone his way.
Yeah, that could have been another disaster for NIP with the bomb. That one on Train is really kind of what put the nail in the coffin. 6-2, that's a good recovery. Not a bad defense whatsoever. Rez is having a really uncomfortable time at this B bomb site. He's taken nade damage. He's been eliminated on the save rounds. That round he's initially naded to below half health. He comes back to assist GetRight, eats a little bit more nade damage. Still able to do some work. But NIP not out of the woods just yet. This is kind of like a mirror match of what happened on Train. NIP trying to apply economic pressure on their offensive side to the MIBR defense on Train. Here it's MIBR who are just saying, we have so much cash built up, we can continue to buy. And even if we don't win these rounds, having you on the verge of being reset is effective in itself. And MIBR has been so successful. They won such clean rounds early, and they've been getting the bomb plants throughout these two losses. coldzera buys it, he still has 7,000. Fur's got another buy behind him, so does Fallen. Taco and Phelps are pretty much right there as well. So NIP, they need to win 2 in a row now to take this money away. They have to climb all the way back in the hardest way imaginable.
Yeah, while at the same time maintaining their own economy, making sure that doesn't slide away. Rez gonna take Fallen's life. Nade damage again on point. There's so many weakened players in Banana. Limping their way up there. Fur, coldzera, both a bullet away from death. But they haven't moved from Banana. It looks like they are going to still engage.
If Lekro only had an HE. He's got a Molotov, which could be so important. They can't run through any flames. Oh, great bait from Taco. Smoke's going to come down from Lekro. They might just go through it. It looks like they want to, but the HP... Oh, I think because it's extinguished, that's going to convince them. And first gone, or through. That's Phelps, excuse me. He's now down. Lekro can hold the line a little bit longer. Taco's got to take all the fights. Now they're all low. A very doable retake for NIP.
That grenade could finish off Fur, and indeed it does. With Taco and coldzera both a gust of wind away from death, you'd fancy Forrest and Dennis to clutch this. Surely this is their moment. Surely this is their time to get 3 in a row. Down goes Taco. coldzera. Similar situation to Fur. Similar HP to Fur. Spins across. Can't connect on either head. And that's going to be all she wrote for round 9, with the Ninjas taking a 3rd for themselves. But again, it's another bomb plant and defuse.
Another bomb plant and defuse. Another 3 players gone. Thankfully, NIP, because they have, I mean, they're just barely hanging on in terms of being able to drop weapons and still have the nades picked up. The nades have been doing so much work for them in Banana, even when they're not winning the fights cleanly. Making for some easy cleanups at times. Taco had to be the aggressor in every situation there, and he almost pulls it off for MIBR. Another buy in this round for the Brazilian side, and there'll be another buy in the next round. So just not needing to save whatsoever must feel so good for them.
It's going to feel pretty good for the Swedes, though. Another opening pick and more nade damage. So MIBR keep posturing on the Banana. At what point do they decide, okay, look, this isn't working anymore? It's getting a bit stale. Dennis on quad needs to establish the crossfire. A little bit too slow to save Lekro's life, but at least stymies the push. Smokeout 2 is going to delay even longer for us with a spray, connects onto Fallen. This is looking much, much better for NIP.
GetRight and Rez have done a great job at Banana. That's going to allow their teammates over at A all completely blind, but coldzera can't find him. That's awkward. Looked a little bit weird. That's not where he wanted to land. Or not where he wanted his aim to be when he landed, and now a double peek. Get Right finishes it off. A double kill for him, a double kill for Forrest. Finally, NIP can feel a little bit more comfortable. I think to answer your question, MIBR is okay with that kind of banana presence. I think they want to maintain that throughout, because remember, just a few rounds into the game after they'd won at the B bomb site a couple times, NIP stacked banana, and they just did a knockout punch up A. Right through the smoke, they just pop flashed it, and even though it was a grinded out round, it was effective in getting them into the site and putting them in a position to win. But now, due to a clean win, perhaps, MIBR does kind of lessen that pressure on Banana early on. They say, all right, now we're pretty confident you're going to have all the nades and all the Molotovs. But the other thing this is gonna do to NIP is they're going to use so many nades in Banana early on. Rez threw his last piece of nade right there. So did Get Right. Neither of them have anything to use for the mid or late round.
Plus, once the smoke clears, they know MIBR are still going to have a buy, so you can't really stay at the bottom of Banana. Flashbang neutralizes you, can get Molotovs onto logs, onto the close right side, the alcove. Yeah, they've kind of, that attack on Banana every single round has really shattered the discipline of Rez and Get Right in terms of their utility. Even some of those flashbangs that are thrown, that last one that Lekro threw, they weren't even using it for anything. It was just like, I'm going to throw this flashbang just to keep MIBR scared. Taco. Not expecting two players to be holding over towards Halls. But that information at least allows Fur to make the aggressive play. And now MIBR, 3 players head over towards Banana to exploit the lack of nades. This could come down to Fur's timing. If he can peek out and keep Get Right into Arch side, the lack of utility is going to be a burden. He hasn't pushed just yet. Flashbang used... But actually, Rex Dennis, Coldzera just sprays through the smoke. Rez taking a bit of burn damage too. I'm pretty sure they heard that. They know he's towards the back side of the site somewhere. It's just about finding out where. Get Right, though, will pierce through the smoke, finds himself a kill. Lekro traded out. A 3-on-3. But now the Ninja's actually pulling Get Right back. I think they assumed this was some kind of a fake, and it's going to cost them dearly. Forrest is stuck in library. He can't do anything.
That is so sick from MIBR. What a nasty round. Rez even gets baited out of his position. With the time running down, he makes that play because he sees that smoke that we talked about early on that MIBR has been loving to throw in the front of the bomb site. They've planted in it a number of times against Cloud9, and Rez just spams it, hoping to get the planter when he hears that click. Gives up his position, and then he's the freest of kills for an MIBR that hit the pause button. And that's some of the crazy discipline we've lacked out of this Brazilian team for a long time. Their ability to run the clock down, not before they make a hit, but trusting that they'll eventually be able to secure the bomb site. Much different from just waiting far back passively, not even attacking a bomb site until 18 seconds. This one, they get the bomb site and let the clock run down before making their move.
It really is a balancing act. We've seen two very opposite sides of that. The Cloud9 performance, way too slow. Yeah. Shooting themselves in the foot. This time around, that was slick. Very well played indeed. And MIBR regain their winning way. 7-4, already 7 rounds on the T half.
It's great. They're so happy. And I mean, part of it is they haven't had a save. Even during NIP winning 4 in a row, they got 2 plants during that stretch, and they had so much money built up that they could buy everything they wanted through a losing bonus, or through the losing streak. Makes it so difficult for the defense where you never get a reprieve from the pressure. NIP has bended. They haven't broken yet. But they're on the verge of it. I think this round, if MIBR wins it and NIP cannot buy in the next, they're just going to run the score up.
MIBR looking to snap onto A. Heavy presence from the counter-terrorists here, though. Swedes have 3 players on this site, with Rez watching Arch. So this leaves Get Right alone with the UMP, so he could feel a little bit vulnerable over that. But Rez now going to have a look towards Arch. Is he going to peek? Could this just come down to timing? Could this entire round rest on his shoulders? Perhaps so. He's going to back away, though. Molotov out. Fur is going to go straight in. He can sense weakness, but decides better of it because he knows there's a crossfire established. Lekr0 gets 2 with an MP9 of all weapons, but now it's going to start to bounce back in the favor of MIBR. Dennis on an island all alone. He is marooned on A site, and he's been found and fragged, leaving Rez now with the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he will crumble.
That's the kind of pressure you like to see Fur applying. Running in through the archway, showing presence, acting like he's going to chase down the kill and backing up when the fight isn't in his favor. That halts the rotation entirely. GeT_RiGhT realizes the danger Dennis is in and is just trying desperately to get to him to be able to provide some kind of support. And Fur's just waiting. 15 kills, 14 on coldzera. Over 100 ADR for the both of them.
You're saying that the ninjas were bending, but they hadn't broke just yet. Well, I think we've reached that point, Moses.
Yeah, they just snapped like a twig.
Under the foot of Made in Brazil. Play stacked up mid. Lekr0's got 2. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
All right, well, everyone take a deep breath. The game is still going on, so we'll cast it from our monitors. We got Phelps heading into this B bomb site. He's going to pick off Dennis. It's a 2-on... well, actually, it's a 1-on... No, it's 2-on-1 in the favor of MIBR. At this B bomb site, the bomb did just get planted. It's GeT_RiGhT who salvaged an AK-47, and we're back.
Some radio broadcasting for a few moments there, but GeT_RiGhT, as you say, 1-on-2, 21 health to his name, doesn't want to go for it. And remember, it was pistols. Lekr0 landed a couple of tasty 1-digs. I think there was a team kill in amongst it as well. I think Dennis shot someone in the back of the head. But whichever way you spin it, MIBR are going to have a 9-4 lead. That much is for certain. AK saved would be a pretty healthy bonus.
It's about the only positive thing that NIP have going for them. And the utility that GeT_RiGhT is salvaged. You can see there, actually a good amount of utility that he won't have to spend cash on. So we can drop that AK-47 over likely to Dennis. So that Dennis can have more nades and maybe an extra kit. NIP need these last 2. Good shooting from Lekr0. You're right, Dennis did take out Forrest. A couple of deeks. It's the 2 heavy hitters for MIBR, but just not enough to really fight for that round. So AWP in Lekr0's hands. AWP in Fallen's hands as well.
Is this the first time we've seen an AWP on T side here?
He had a couple rounds ago.
Oh, okay. Not too many times. I didn't expect on the T side he's going to go very aggressively. Nothing tentative, nothing nervy about this play from Fallen. Someone loves it in the crowd, and he's been killed anyway.
You do like to see Fallen going for those kinds of plays. Probably feels a little bit of freedom with this kind of a lead. That could evaporate pretty quick. Lekr0 gets 1 with the AWP and GeT_RiGhT as well on Phelps. It's just coldzera, and he can pretty much do nothing. Down to 25 HP. He's hoping someone peeks into his crosshair. He's going to get obliged, but not ready for it. He moved just at the wrong moment. 5-9. I mean, I give fair play to NIP. I know he just said they kind of broke like a twig. And they have to a certain degree, but the fact that this isn't just a complete blowout of MIBR just running them over is really, really impressive from the ninjas.
Yeah, again, this is where the veterans, the older players that have been around the block need to have that presence for the youngsters. They've shown time and time again they're a tenacious bunch of players, though, this core lineup. We've seen some pretty sick comebacks, actually, over the duration of this major. This would be definitely up there. A map behind, 9-4 at one stage behind with the ninjas on their CT side. If they come back from this, I'll have all the respect. Forrest, though, going to find the first and the final round of the half. And if NIP can pick up a 6th, this is still very much on the table.
Yeah, it'd be doable, wouldn't it? You'd be happy with that, considering the beatdown they took. It's been a solid run. Lekr0 waiting. Can't make any assumptions. We've seen MIBR pop flash through the smoke and blow up towards brackets a number of times. Lekr0 is there for those, so using his utility before he knows what's coming just to delay as long as possible.
Well, this is where Rez's position is so important. He had huge amounts of intel for the rest of his team perched up on the wall. Now he needs to back away, does get the kill. Get Right's gonna lend a helping hand. If Fallen isn't careful here, he will get taken down, and that's gonna be the case. I think at first he was posturing for a pop flash, but then realized, oh, hold on, there's no one else up here on Banana. So they're on the app side.
And Fur, that Molotov and the tag from the AWP through the wall is going to funnel him right towards Forest. That's the shot coldzera wanted. Just missed the timing on it. Now what's left for them to do is cross their fingers and jump out, but they're completely blinded, and Fur goes out. coldzera still here. Forest is going to finish that off. So the half ends 9-6. NIP, they weathered the storm as best they could. It's not bad, but they're still in a hole that they need to dig out of come the second half. We're heading to a break. When we come back, we'll see if the Ninjas can recover. NIP is down 6-9, but this is where their magic is forged. This is the legend that they've built upon themselves all these years. They've been in this situation multiple times and delivered. This MIBR team, though, is looking fierce.
Yeah, they look terrifying on the T-half. Somehow, NIP, though, held on for dear life. They built up a shelter, but it has holes in there, Jason. It has a shaky foundation, and this pistol could blow it over. Taco going to be taking the early aggression, and Apps does find a little bit of information for himself, but Dennis, who for me has a few points to prove here in the pistol, not going to find any action just yet, though. MIB are originally aggressive, have now pulled back into more of a static defense.
Well, you can see why Dennis and Getright were stomping around like elephants there. They wanted MIBR to know, and they've actually pulled two players. They pulled the B rotator back. It's just fallen over at that bomb site. But they're actually lining up to attack this stack. There are 3 players zoned in on brackets. This could be a bloodbath. Fur waiting to pounce on rap side. Taco can spin, because coldzera will have holes, and there's the jump.
Oh, the first 2 kills. First 3 kills go the way of the Swedes. Coldzera now on the side, insta headshot. There we go, Dennis. That's more like it.
Has he proven himself for you, Vince?
He's gonna have to, have a few more big rounds.
He's started though.
Yeah, awakened maybe from a slumber. This went on for a little bit too long, but Fallen has a kit, he has a smoke. I mean, it wouldn't be terrible to just save this.
No, there's no chance of winning this round for Fallen.
Doesn't make for the most entertaining viewing, but you understand his decision. It now does bolster their next round somewhat.
Well, it does make for entertaining viewing in the sense that NIP win this pistol, so they at least get started on the right foot. They can avoid that entire collapse. They can avoid just being blown out of the server like Train. We'll see if they can build upon it. T-side is not always fun.
Uh-oh. Well, rip. No save for you, Fallen.
There's Dennis. Just hunting down some frags, trying to feel a little bit better, build some momentum for the rest of this game. You can see they're 7 and 10. It was a rough CT side for all of them, if we're honest.
Yep.
Lecro and GetRight end up with the highest kill counts from that first half. GetRight saw a lot of action over in Banana early on. Plenty of opportunities to build up his scoreline, but that start of that game was just so dominant at the B bomb site. Dennis over at A just doesn't even have a chance to get involved in a lot of the fights. Rez throws his Molotov into no man's land. Phelps gonna come down. Good win from Rez as the bells ring.
This Molotov will connect. Just enough to force MIBR a few steps backwards into the arms of Forest. He's had a bit of a quiet best of 3. But if he starts to find some form, this could get real interesting. Fallen alone is gonna have some help by Taco momentarily. But the backup is maybe misplaced. GetRight's getting a lot of information. The rest of the team could pivot off this. UMP long range finds Coldzera, and now they are going to move in on A instead.
And we'll see. Remember, I mean, MIBR back on Train in that first half, they were ruthless in hunting down guns. We'll see if NIP wants to play that same style, that shock and awe. GetRight's got position to allow his teammates to come. He's cleared out CT spawn, so he at least has that portion of the map safe, which means his teammates can get close enough to hunt down these weapons if they want. Rez starting to move across the map as well in those halls. Dennis peering down mid. And plenty of time still if they want to commit to that. But too spread out to really go for any kind of deep dive into this B bomb site. GetRight starting to lurk up now. Forrest is coming to join. Rez is going to be at the base of Banana where he might be Fallen. That might be the next battle, and Fallen spotted some.
Ooh, that's money in the bank. They're not going to mind that at all. Money towards his AWP fund, but GetRight's going to find him in the backside there. So, no! He actually did get the kill. I thought he'd been denied just beforehand, so they at least take the weapons away. But it was a little bit scrappier than the Swedes would have liked.
That's going to be fine, though, because it makes them feel much better about this round. You know that MIBR, there's not enough money on the CT side, only 2 rounds in, for them to reinvest in those deagles. So they just wanted to make sure that... And remember, Coldzera on Train had a triple kill with a deagle that stopped them in their tracks. They don't want that to happen again. Even just one deagle can be dangerous. So it's just a P250 and a flashbang in Taco's hands.
With a bar like this, you'd expect to have a stack, and we're going to see it happen. Flashbang in mid doesn't really affect Lecro at all. And Rez able to tag team him in with the UMP. GetRight knows one to the left, so no longer a surprise. Fallen's the only player that has bounced back with a kill, but it looks like that will be the only endeavor that MIBR find in round 18.
Cheeky little shoulder peek from Coldzera, just to spot if they're coming up mid or not, so he knows exactly their distance, so he knows exactly when to call for that flashbang. And yeah, just kind of maybe not the flashbang they necessarily designed in theory, as it didn't blind the players on the right side of mid from their perspective. But we're all tied up, Vince. 9-9 into the first gun round. Fallen has the AWP and a smoke. He's going to take that towards the B bomb site. He's playing with Fur, who's got an HE grenade. They don't have the Molotovs to really do too much. And how do they want to stop this? Fallen going to go for the peak. He's going to go aggressive. He wants to set the tone early, and he's got the angle very, very quick. NIP have to be careful about how they attack Banana if they go back to it all in this round. Phelps is the only one playing in mid right now. He's in cubby. He's joined up by Fur just at the right moment. Could be a slaughter. They're not going to check this, and there's even a third player at the corner. Brilliant rotations from MIBR. Still a chance for Nip, and Forrest is going to open it up.
Coldzera did see both players, so now they know they can stay in position. Fallen may need to make a move up. He does have the ult, though, of course. So at range, if NIP try to back away through mid, he will have them dead to rights. But they're going to decide to buckle down. They're going for the A plant. Lekro in good position is going to get one, and now it's down to Fallen. The in-game leader, the AWPer. He's pulled off some miracle plays on this very map with the AWPing past.
I think it's a little too early for him to risk the AWP unless someone from NIP was going to make a mistake and actually push into it, so he's just going to back off. They want to have one weapon in the next round, but that's a great opening by NIP. They encountered a lot of resistance in mid, 3 players on Rap side, and they're able to take them all out. Brilliant shot by Forrest. That third player swings out wide. And the exact fight he wanted, so NIP take the lead. As shocking as that may sound after watching the first half, NIP looking to force a third map.
Considering it was 6-0 after MIBR won the first pistol round, and then at one stage was 9-4. The fact that we are even in a position where NIP are leading is testament to how awesome this comeback has been. It's 6 rounds in a row if you consider the last 2 went in the previous half to the Swedes now. What a turnaround.
You mentioned that everyone, you know, Forrest had an amazing event so far, but everyone else had stepped up. Rez was coming alive, but like Lekro had his moments. He's having another one of them here, 18 and 13. He's leading the way of the server. So the AWP in Fallen's hands. A half buy behind it, and they've got 4 smokes left, so they can play some delay tactics. NIP is going to have to apply some pressure to force those out early in the round. But if Fallen can rotate into the